Hi, I'm Tessa, and a lot of the issues that I found that are facing youth in the system today involve them not getting their emotional, mental needs met. So there's not a lot of drug or mental help programs in prison, and so in prison these kids are just focused on not getting assaulted, not getting beaten, not getting raped. So when they actually get out, they're more likely to reoffend because these needs were not met in prison. Additionally, a lot of minority are treated unfairly in prison systems, and a lot of their crimes are blamed more on internal factors like their personalities and their attitudes as opposed to external factors, which is what whites' crimes are more blamed upon, which would just be environmental factors. And so the non-white youth are at a higher risk for harsher penalties. Basically, the system just fails to support these kids' needs, and there are long-term consequences from this, such as a high risk of reoffending. It wastes taxpayers' dollars. It just doesn't help these kids at all. We're just holding them there for a while, and then they get out and they go do something bad again. Additionally, we need to realize that kids are a lot different from adults, and they need to not be tried as adults as much as they are, and they need to be put through the juvenile system because kids require different treatment from adults. Additionally, kids get abused in adult systems a lot, which definitely doesn't help them. There was one girl who had autism. She was the cops thought that she was intoxicated, so they put her in a holding cell for half a day. Her parents got really upset. And it's just in situations like these that we need to realize that people do have different needs that they need met, and we just need to help people become more aware of these things. By helping people recognize these needs early on, by having these mental health assessments, this is actually a quote from one of the articles, but director Juliet Lyons says that by helping these kids turn their life around, it could have a major impact on improving health, reducing youth unemployment, and tackling youth crime. And I just think that's really important. The main focus of prison should be to stop people from reoffending once they get out. And it also helps protect the communities as well as the individuals. So one program that I found that helps at-risk youth is called Badges for Baseball, and its main goal is to prevent kids from offending. It basically pairs at-risk youth with police men, and it teaches them life lessons as well as teaching them how to play baseball. It builds these relationships between the cops and the at-risk youth, which can be very important just because kids have this stigma around police. Because where they live, police show up when something bad happens, and so they associate cops with that bad event. But it helps them have a more positive view about them. It shows them that cops are real people because the cops play in regular people clothes. They don't wear their uniforms. It helps them have a parent figure because this program does mostly target kids who are in single home families, and they may not have that father figure or that mother figure, and this can help them have that. And that can be really important to stop someone from offending because it teaches them to be responsible for their own actions. And I really like this program because it also helps the cops. You know, the cop comes home from a bad day at work, they have to see all these awful things, and then they just get to go and they get to help these kids have better lives, which further enriches theirs. It helps the kids feel safe. There have been a lot of good results from this program. I actually found this program just because there are a few sites on it, and a few of them are news sites just because it does get these good results, and so it is having this positive feedback. Yeah, it also helps the kids with physical needs such as their nutrition, fitness. It helps teach them about bullying, about resilience. It helps teach them about leadership, communication, respect. It helps over 29,000 youth every year, and it helps kids in grades 4 through 8, and it has been serving youth for 8 years. The Cal Ripken Senior Foundation funds it, so it is no cost for these people, which can also be really nice just because a lot of these kids could not afford to go to a sport that they would have to pay for. Every session before they start playing, the cops teach the kid a helpful life lesson. So it's not just about playing a sport, it is about helping them develop skills that they could use lifelong. And it also helps them with team building, which can be very important for kids. And the kids actually think that it's fun and they want to go back, which can be very important in programs, because if the kid doesn't want to go, then it's not really going to do anything for them. I just think that this program is really important because it targets kids at such a young age, and because of that, that really helps them not offend, because if you target someone when they're young, they're much less likely to do it. And it also helps the cops, which I think is really important, because a lot of these programs just focus on the kids, but if you help both the cops and the kids, that's going to help the community even more. Some reform recommendations that I have were to just prioritize intervening early in the kid's life before they commit the crime, or even when they start showing signs that they're going to become delinquent. And also to help people become more aware of what's happening, to help people become more aware of kids' specific needs, such as autism, such as health problems, such as drug problems, just to help them, and to help them become aware of how to help them, especially their parents, because they have such a big influence in their kids' life. I also think we should stop putting so many kids through the adult system. We should be trying them more as juveniles, because they are juvenile, because their brains haven't fully developed. I also think we should address each specific kid's needs and just try to help them.